Before we launch into this, I wanted to just recognize one other person. We've had a lot of discussion here about history and the open forum, and we're about to award some wonderful prizes for articles and proceedings. I'd like to make sure everybody's aware that we've just had the opportunity to hire Fred Rainbow back to the Naval Institute. Fred Rainbow is here and is going to be rejoining the Naval Institute. He's had a terrific run doing wonderful things at AFCEA, a sister organization in every regard, but I think the opportunity to come back and work with us at proceedings and be a little closer to home swayed him to step back into the family with us. So with that, Pete, shall we award some wonderful prizes?
We will. Okay. Well, we're going to do 3 general prize essay recognitions, and again, these are articles that appeared in proceedings. We are going to reformat per our previous discussion. But our first general prize winner is the team of retired Coast Guard Captain Jim Howe and Reserve Coast Guard Lieutenant Jim Dolbo, both former members of USNI's editorial board. And Jim is a life member of the U.S. Naval Institute, which he joined in 1985 while in the 8th grade. That's what he told me. In the award-winning article, Reinvent the Fifth Armed Service Quickly, published in the August 2013 proceedings, the author sounded a clarion call for the Coast Guard to receive more funding, a stronger focus on operations over bureaucracy, and more effective integration within the rest of government. The authors believe the Department of Homeland Security has too many layers and state their case to reduce the bureaucratic layers both within DHS and, in some respects, the Coast Guard itself. The 2 Jims pulled no punches, calling for drastic reinvention to provide internal efficiencies, better alignment with the federal family, and a broader role in the nation's defense architecture for the Coast Guard. Let's congratulate Jim and Jim for this first prize award. You bring that over?
Thank you, guys.
Thanks a lot. Well done, you guys. Well done.
Our next awardee is Captain Dale Relage, an active duty expert on the China's People's Liberation Army Navy. Dale is assigned currently to Com Third Fleet in San Diego and is unable to be here in person to accept his award for General Prize second place. In his article, Parsing the Chinese Challenge, published in the September 2013 proceedings, he broke down the PLAN's order of battle in great detail to determine its quality and capabilities as a fighting force. For those who question China's aims in the Pacific and elsewhere, Dale reminds us that the most definitive expression of a Navy's long-term strategy and mindset is its force structure. Dale, Dale warns the PLA continues to build towards its long-standing aspiration to operate in the distant seas. Its shipbuilding choices in the past decade indicate that it plans to meet the challenges with a deliberately sized, multi-mission force based on growing technical sophistication. In short, it's a Navy that looks increasingly like ours. Let's acknowledge Dale Relage for this award. Now ask Rob Ray to please join us front and center. Retired Rob Ray graduated from the Academy in 1969 with a BS in Mechanical Engineering and entered the Navy's nuclear power program. He held several flag positions.
Did you say, oh, you said 69. It was 70.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I think
Just for the record.
Wait a minute. It does say 1979. Sorry. He held several flag positions, including Deputy Commander, Military Sealift Command, Vice Commander of Naval Forces Europe and Africa, U.S. 6th Fleet in Naples, Italy, and President, Navy Board of Inspection and Survey. In his article, The Utility of a Three-Tiered Navy, published in the June 2013 proceedings, Rob tackles the problem of how to do forward presence in warfighting when we don't have enough ships to go around. In his three-tiered Navy approach, in his own words, he said, quote, more peacetime presence and more wartime punch with no new money is achievable through such measures as making use of reserve crews, and keeping ships at the pier in reduced operating status, and a better use overall of the Navy Reserve. This article presented an outside-the-box approach in the finest traditions of the open forum. Congratulations, Admiral Rob Ray. Rob, congratulations. Thank you.
I have to just say one thing.
Okay.
You're ahead of schedule. When I was a brand new midshipman, I entered a contest that was provided by the Naval Institute, and first prize was $50, which was 2 months of pay at the time. And I won, and it was a huge deal until I found out that part of winning, I had to sit next to Vice Admiral Ken McKee, the superintendent, for lunch, who later went on to run the Navy's nuclear power program. And I had to explain to him why I thought people were more important than equipment and technology.
Did you win?
That was a very long lunch. No, I took my $50 and he wasn't impressed with my 19-year-old view of the Navy at the time. In this essay, the goal was to espouse a relatively unpopular position as strongly as possible to the rest of the Navy without getting fired by my boss, the CNO. And I'm happy to say that I'm not sure how much of the Navy listened, but I didn't get fired. And so thank you very much for this.
Thank you,
Appreciate
Rob.
it. See you.
Okay. The next award recognizes our Naval History Author of the Year. And I ask Dr. David Curtis Skaggs, Colonel, U.S. Army retired, to join us on stage. Naval History Magazine's 2013 Author of the Year, Dr. David Skaggs, is a leading War of 1812 scholar who taught history at Bowling Green University for 36 years. Much of his writing has focused on the war on the Northern Lakes, Erie, Ontario, Champlain, including his biographies of U.S. naval commanders Oliver Hazard Perry and Thomas McDonough, both published by the Naval Institute Press. Dr. Skaggs' Author of the Year recognition comes for his article, More Important Than Perry's Victory, published in October 2013, in which he analyzes the battles of Lake Erie and Lake Champlain and assesses each fight's significance. Perry's dramatic Lake Erie triumph, summed up by his immortal words, "We have met the enemy and they are ours," is more celebrated. But the author concludes that MacDonough's victory in Lake Champlain turned back a British invasion and did more to change the course of the War of 1812. Let's congratulate Dr. David Skaggs. Congratulations. Did you want to say a few words like Rob Ray?
I think maybe not.
Okay.
I'm liable to say go Army. So
That was a very brave act. Okay. I would like to ask Sandy Grimes to join us on stage for our final award today. Sandy? The Naval Institute Press Author of the Year is the author team of Sandra Grimes and Jean Vertefoy for Circle of Treason, a CIA account of traitor Aldrich Ames and the men he betrayed. This book is the first account written by any of the principal members of the CIA team which conducted the intense Ames mole hunt. Sandy Grimes and the late Jean Vertefoy were members of a team assembled to unmask one of their own and directly responsible for identifying Ames as the mole, leading to his arrest and conviction. The authors witnessed firsthand the crumbling of the agency's network inside the Soviet Union, including the loss of the crown jewel, a GRU general and the highest-ranking spy run by the CIA during the Cold War. It was also the first book to provide the details of the operational contact with the agents that Ames betrayed. Sandy was a 26-year veteran of the CIA's clandestine service who spent the majority of her career working against the former Soviet Union and Eastern Europe. Sandy Grimes joined the CIA in July 1967, shortly after graduating from the University of Washington with a degree in Russian. A mother of 2 grown daughters and 4 grandchildren, Sandy currently lives in Great Falls, Virginia with her husband, Gary, who's here with us today. Jean was a CIA officer during the Cold War, serving from 1954 to 1992, specializing in the Soviet target, particularly counterintelligence. She led that small task force, which resulted in the arrest of Alder James in 1994. She subsequently served the agency as a contract analyst. Jean passed away shortly after her book appeared in late 2012. And we'd ask Sandy to be recognized. Well, Sandy, we've already presented your award at the West Conference, but we brought you back because we thought it would be incomplete to not include you in our author recognition here at the annual meeting. But I'd like to ask the audience to give you another hand and also ask you to say a few words.
First, thank you very much, Pete, from both Jean and Sandy. This is a little unbelievable for us, and I just wish that Jean, who I have to tell everybody here, is a true CIA legend and icon. I just wish she were here to share this award as well as the incredible journey that Circle of Treason is taking us on. We never imagined what was going to happen to us. We were just 2 ladies who had a story we wanted to share. And that story was about our traitors' victims. They're the reason we wrote the book. And I have to say, we're terribly proud of the fact that now their contributions as well as sacrifices to this government are finally being recognized. Coincidentally, today, 29 years ago, same day, April 16th, 1985, our coworker, our colleague, and carpool member, Rick Ames, walked through the front door of the Soviet embassy on 16th Street, not far from here, and volunteered his services to the Soviet Union. On a much more pleasant note, I want to thank everybody from Naval Institute Press who got us through the publishing process, as well as, thankfully, the continuing promotional activity surrounding the book. You guys are the best. Admittedly, Jean and I weren't always the easiest to deal with. And we certainly weren't the brightest of students. Additionally, we can't forget that you had to deal with the, as Jean and I always say, the ever-present CIA's Publications Review Board. On a personal note, wherever she is, thank you to Judy Heiss, who helped me through the difficult time with grace and patience and encouragement, the emotionally difficult time of Jean's illness and passing. And finally, I'd like to share one more thing. Due to the hard work of Jean's cousin, Brenda Archambault, who is the executor of Jean's estate, all the future royalties, Jean's royalties, her portion of them from Circle of Treason, is being donated in Jean's memory to CIA officers, Memorial Foundation. The foundation provides money for the surviving children and spouses, husbands and wives of our officers who have been killed in the line of duty. Jean, I know, is happy. I am too. Thank you again, Pete, and most of all, thank you guys for publishing Circle of Treason. Thanks.